Hey guys. So I wanted to get on here and talk about why I stopped wearing wigs and makeup. So I just I just got tired of wearing wigs. It felt uncomfortable, it felt unsanitary. Sometimes I would be out in public and I would get the urge to just take it off and throw it on the ground. And I just as I matured, I just got uncomfortable with feeling uncomfortable for a certain look or a certain aesthetic. I'm all about, feeling good in my body, feeling good for what's on my hair, letting that fresh oxygen and that energy get to my scalp. I was just tired of, feeling something on my head all the time, and the lace was itchy sometimes, and I don't know. I just realized, like, when I was doing my hair, I was like, wow, like, I love my hair. I love my natural hair. And I regret not taking care of it in like college. That could have like saved my life. Because in college, I was feeling so insecure and I was having trouble with getting others to like me. But I'm like, if I would have just spent all of that energy on growing my hair, like I would have been so much happier than being confused about, why some high school college drama. So it's a couple of reasons, you guys. It's a couple of reasons. I think number one is I want to say laziness. Like, I know doing my hair takes hours, it takes time, it takes love, it takes care, it takes tenderness, it takes intention. Natural hair is demanding. Natural hair, like, requires you to be a certain way. And in order for it to grow, I feel like you have to be at a certain loving frequency. You have to be able to love yourself enough to take out that time, even if it takes hours, to do your hair, nourish your hair, grow your hair, love your hair, and be able to wear it out without thinking, oh, it looks childish, oh, it's too this, it's too that, it's hard to deal with. Forget all that. It is the hair that's on your head. And self-love is about loving everything that is on you, within you, on top of you, right? Lately I've been like, how can I love myself more? How can I expand, you know, my love for myself more? Like, I want to love myself as best as I can. And so I was thinking, like, hair care. Of course, you got to take care of your hair. That's a big part of taking care of yourself. They call it your crown. Yes. So I never neglected my hair. Like, I always washed my hair. I always conditioned my hair. I always moisturize it. But there were times where I just, like, I didn't moisturize it as best as I could. And, like, I didn't love each and every strand. I just, like, put it back and put the wig on and was out the door. I mean, it did feel good to, like, be able to, like, do my hair and go out the door. But, I am paying the consequences for, as natural hair will make you do, it'll make you pay for the consequences of not taking care of it. Because, when you do take care of it, it grows beautifully. It grows like it's supposed to. And so I just got to a point where I'm tired of, anything that feels uncomfortable. I don't want to wear it. Now with makeup is different. I still will wear my makeup, but I've come to a point. I used to be in the position to where I didn't want to leave the house without makeup. Like, I genuinely had anxiety and fear of going out into public with no makeup on. And I got rid of that, and it made me like look at myself for who I am, because I forgot how I looked. If that sounds crazy, if you're covered in makeup and wig, it will trick your brain into thinking that you're not, like, you're ugly without it, which is not true for me. I am a beautiful girl with natural hair, with the wig, with makeup, without. And, I went for years, my whole 20s, my whole uh, later high school years with wigs and makeup. And I look back on pictures and I look gorgeous, of course. But, I just got to the point where I'm like, look, I can't keep putting all of these toxins, and they are toxins. Hair contains some sort of chemicals. It goes through a process to become a wig, and the lace is itchy, and my body was reacting. My scalp started like rejecting the wig. And I think this was like a direct sign from God. Whenever my body reacts to something negatively, I take it as a sign from God, my intuition telling me, like, hey, your body doesn't like this. You need to stop doing that. I'm like, hey, okay, I'll listen to you at all costs, because I know when I haven't listened to my body and those little nudges before, I paid the consequences of it, which a lot of women do with alopecia and baldness. And I don't want that to happen. And plus, my edges were getting sacrificed, and I had to be honest with myself. I can either put on the wig and ignore it, or I can be honest with myself and be like, hey, you need to take care of your hair. Like, you need to go without the wig and take care of what's under there. I have beautiful hair, and I love my hair, and I have no problems about wearing it out or going anywhere with it. And I enjoy taking care of it. I enjoy spending hours touching my hair. I have to keep my hands out of my hair because it's so soft, and I love touching my hair. I always have. So yes, wigs cause hair blindness because, you put the wig on, you be looking like Beyonce, all of those beautiful, great celebrities who look snatched perfect with their wigs, and you're not even thinking about the edges underneath or how your hair is not moisturized underneath until something bad starts happening, like hair loss. And I'm just not I don't love wigs over my hair to the point where I'm going to sacrifice my hair to keep wearing the wigs. And my skin was rejecting makeup as well. Like, my eyelids are very sensitive. I have sensitive skin, and I get dryness on my eyes. Even though I moisturize, I use eye pads, Vaseline, oil, everything. Sometimes when I put eyeshadow on, my skin will freak out, and I have to immediately take it off because it starts burning, and the eyelashes won't stick on. Like, my skin like literally like rejects the makeup. I feel like it was my body's way of just like, I live by myself. I live a generally healthy lifestyle, and I try to be as healthy, mind, body, soul, as much as possible. And so when you're on that path, anything that is toxic that your body comes across, it's gonna let you know, because you've already been on the path of being so clean, being so healthy, being so pure, in a sense, where if anything comes into contact with your body or even a person that's not good for you, your body's going to be like, hey, something's off. Get rid of what's ever making your body react like this. And so makeup is something that this has happened to me before with makeup, where my body was rejecting it. My face like literally rejects it. Like, the foundation won't sit. My pores will just like push it out, and the eyelashes won't stay. It's insane. It's literally like my body like trying to like get the makeup off. And so I'm like, okay, like I won't put makeup on. And when this happened before, I went like a long time without makeup just to let my skin detox and think like, okay, maybe my body just needs a break from makeup. Maybe my face just needs a break. And then I came back and, did the makeup again. And it was okay for a little while, but then it started happening again with my face rejecting the makeup. So I'm gonna try to opt for like more organic, natural skin tint if I can. But I do feel comfortable going without makeup now. I feel comfortable going to the gym without makeup the most, and Pilates class without makeup. because that's where I sweat a lot. I live a very active lifestyle, and anything where I'm going to be doing where I'm sweating, I don't like wearing makeup to that place anymore. Now, this does has its cons because I think I look better in photos with makeup. You know, my eyes look bigger, my skin is like perfectly like filtered looking. But on the bright side, I physically, spiritually feel more comfortable, feel more clean, feel more like I can breathe more instead of like walking around with this irritation on my skin or on my scalp and just like ignoring it. Because that's basically what I do when I wear wigs and makeup. Like I feel it on my face. I feel it on my head. I just, you know, you get accustomed to it and you're just like, oh, that's just what it feels like to wear wigs and makeup. So, you know, this is an interesting spot for me to be in because it helps me love myself more, because, you know, it brings me back to, people say they feel childish with their natural hair, no makeup, because that's when the last time you went without hair and makeup was when you were a kid, most likely. I know there's a lot of women out there like me who wore wigs and makeup throughout their high school, ever since high school and throughout college and their waking life all the time. But there's such like a freedom, I feel like a freedom where I feel like I'm not hiding, but then another freedom where I feel like I don't care what people think of me, and I'm gonna do what feels good to me in any given moment. Now, I might get bored and put a wig back on. That's fine. But I'm glad I've come to the point where I know the value of my beauty without it. And I can go days without it. I can go anywhere without wigs and makeup and feel 100% comfortable and not care what anyone would think of me. And so I do have that luxury of, you know, being single and not having, you know, being a role model for a kid. So I think that adds on to me being able to, you know, do whatever I want without thinking of like, oh, you know, what would my daughter think if I wore a wig 24/7 and she's never seen my natural hair? Or what would she think if I'm wearing my natural hair out sometimes and then I put a wig on? Does she think something's wrong with my natural hair? Or maybe I'm trying to hide my hair? Because that is something to think about, the perception and the message you're sending to your kids, if you have kids, with the actions that you're doing. So that is really impactful on a child to see the big difference, or on a very visual person like your partner or your husband or your boyfriend or your man, you know, to see that drastic difference. So, you know, I am at a good place when it comes to, oh, okay, I finished brushing the other side of my hair. I was watching a YouTuber, she said you should brush your hair every day for it to grow. I don't know if that's true, but I'm trying it out. And another point I want to make, you know, this did strengthen my self-esteem because I don't want to feel handicapped by a wig and makeup, feeling like I have to have it by all means, or this, and this won't happen. And, you know, I know a lot of people preach that in the level up community, that, you know, you're more likely to get married or a boyfriend if you wear makeup and have a wig. Okay, so continuing on about why I decided to stop wearing wigs and makeup. I wasn't able to finish the video yesterday, so I'm continuing it now. So I was saying that, you know, I think I understand why, you know, the level up community was preaching to Black women, Black girls, that, you know, it is preferred that you wear a wig in order to attract a certain type of man or get a certain type of lifestyle, or just to be accepted in society in general. And, you know, this made me realize like how toxic this advice is, because, you know, I feel like there was a time where Black women were less likely to bend who they are to fit into society, and they were okay with, you know, facing the consequences that that brought on. But now I feel like, you know, we got tired of fighting, got tired of, you know, having this resistance and dealing with, you know, maybe possible rejection of embracing ourselves and our full potential, you know, wearing our natural hair, embracing our features. And now I think that, you know, it's more popular as a collective to embrace wigs, you know, switch up your look, you know, wear makeup to blend seamlessly into society. I think that, you know, there's like a catch-22 behind that. I feel like people are always looking to Black women for something. You know, I feel like, you know, people are always looking, watching what we do, whether it's negative or positive, just to, I don't know, just observe, just to have something to talk about. Maybe they're fascinated. I don't know. But people are really like, they watch us like a hawk. Like, they really watch us. And I never realized like the impact that Black women's actions have on society is very powerful, because I realized, you know, being in the workplace, how people react to my actions. You know, to me, it doesn't matter if I wear my hair natural or wear a wig. That's me, you know, trying different things, simply trying different things. But the perception of what people see, like when they see you in your natural hair, when they notice the drastic difference of you in a wig, that has a profound effect upon people, and they process that, and they're interpreting, they're trying to make sense of it. They're trying to make logic of it. And so I feel like when they see Black women as a collective conform to hair that looks like another woman's hair, I feel like that leaves a lot of room open for discrimination of Black features and Black hair. Because if people, like I said, people look at us, you know, objectively, and, you know, it's human nature, and they'll think, you know, oh, you know, she has a wig on, you know, maybe she's bald, or maybe she likes like another person's ethnicity's hair better than her own. And it's like, okay, well, if she's not embracing her own hair, then I don't have to embrace part of her either. So I think this leads to a toxic ripple effect. And, you know, the world is changing, you know, with robots coming out. You know, they got robots looking like, you know, the epitome of societal Western beauty standards. You know, I haven't seen any robots with an afro or, you know, a wide nose yet, or African features yet. So I just think this, you know, while wigs may be essential for Black women, you know, getting the lifestyle that they want, or simply being able to live a more comfortable life, not having to spend hours maintaining your hair, I do think that, you know, we as adults will have to deal with the consequences that that comes with from other people's perception of our actions. So I think that, you know, I think it would be nice if we saw more Black women embracing their hair, just because I love natural hair. I think it's beautiful. And I also think it's more like clean. It's more like fresh. It's more like vibrant. Like it looks like my, I don't know, my perception has changed, you know. I've worn wigs, sew-ins for a long time. They were nice at the time, you know. But now I'm all about like hygiene and being as clean as possible, and just feeling good in my skin and having that fresh oxygen come to my scalp. It's so amazing. I bought this new massager. It's called Hita from Amazon. It feels so good. Oh man, like I just want to be able to do this like in the middle of the day, without having to worry about a wig. It feels so amazing. And whether it looks socially acceptable or more attractive to the opposite sex, I don't care, because it just feels so damn good to where I can't put other people's perception or opinions or their likes before mine. That just doesn't make sense to me. And also, I feel kind of heartbroken for the little Black girls that are, watching all of their relatives, wear wigs all the time and wear weaves all the time. You turn on the TV, you might see a woman, with without their natural hair texture all the time. Like, what message does that send to little girls? That they're not accepted, that their natural hair won't get them married to a man that will provide for them, that they won't get a good lifestyle unless they wear a wig and makeup. Like, that's heartbreaking for a little girl to hear. Makeup is, one thing. Makeup, you can put it on. It's like child's play. It's like painting, whatever. But for your hair, like your hair is, I don't think hair is just hair. I think hair is so profound and powerful, as a woman, and her identity and how she can love herself. So I think it's, really heartbreaking that, these little girls might be watching, programs on TVs where they see women with bust down 26-inch wig, and then she's like, oh, I want one, and maybe that will lead to her neglecting her natural hair or having self-esteem issues or thinking her hair maybe isn't enough. And I'm not saying, we shouldn't experiment with different styles and whatnot, but I think, we should never neglect the health of our hair and have the baseline that, our hair is our own preference. It's just a bit weird, now that I think about it logically, to prefer another hair texture over your own. And I know there's a lot of limiting beliefs around natural hair, about it looking childish, about it being hard to maintain, but it's so fun to maintain. Like, we can do so much with our hair that other people can't do. And I think that is unique and beautiful in itself. And another thing, like, I live a very active lifestyle. I'm always going to Pilates, yoga, running, hiking. I got tired of, doing that with wigs and makeup. It made that so much less enjoyable. And I felt like, I came to a point where I was forced to just let it go. Just to let it go and embrace my natural beauty. Now, I'm not saying I'll never wear wigs again. I'm just saying that I will begin embracing my natural hair more. My scalp is beginning to reject wigs altogether. I tried to wear, a wig, out when I was playing chess, and I can feel my scalp like getting irritated, like not wanting to have the wig on my head. So I am going to embrace my natural hair. I really love it. I think it's so cute. And I put olive oil in it yesterday. I did like a pre-poo. And what else did I want to say? Oh, I think, I noticed something, when I wear wigs, I notice, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like other people get a satisfaction from you wearing somebody else's hair texture. I've seen people's looks in public, and it's good, you're conforming to what I want you, what's more socially acceptable for me to receive you. And I never want to make people more comfortable by adopting somebody else's feature, because, you know, to me, it's just like child's play. Wearing a wig, no big deal. I take it off. I like my natural hair under. But to them, it's a profound message that what you're wearing on your head must be better than what your hair looks like underneath, because that's how people think. People think very logical, very like ego-based in our society. And so another thing I noticed on natural hair videos on YouTube where Black women have beautiful, long, natural hair, I've noticed the backlash and the hate they get. Like, people lose their minds in the comments, and when they go live, people get so disrespectful and hateful. And I think it's because people have, you know, people feel better about themselves when people stoop down to a certain level and kind of conform to what makes other people feel better. And so I noticed that, and I was like, why are these people being so like angry over a Black woman showing her long natural hair? And it's because people have, from our actions, people have, you know, had this comfortable belief in their mind that Black women can't grow long hair, Black women are bald, Black women don't like their hair, Black women have low self-esteem. And that's all these messages that other people are receiving from seeing us wear wigs collectively. And, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, I think that is so toxic, and it's not worth, you know, the temporary validation you get, because long term, you know, we're setting up the future for the girls that will come behind us. And so if people get, you know, people love policing Black women and everything they do. You know, it used to be illegal for Black women to wear their hair out, and like, that alone shows how powerful and how rebellious it is for a Black woman to embrace their natural hair and grow it long. If you have beautiful natural hair and grow it long, like, that is like starting a riot to some people, because they want you to be comfortably beneath them in their minds. And you wearing somebody else's hair texture does that for them. They say, oh, you know, like, you look like you're mocking somebody else, you know, they must be better than you. And I think that's how a lot of people perceive us. And I feel like it makes people feel more comfortably superior. And I feel like the biggest act of rebellion and self-love Black women can do is grow their own hair long and wear it out in public proudly and long. Because there was a time when Black women did do that, and they had to make a law for you to cover up your hair because you were attracting too much attention, you were being too beautiful, you were, you know, not fitting in this box that people wanted to throw you in. And, you know, the fact that we have conformed and put ourselves in the box, it's time to break out of that box again. You know, I'm bored with the wigs. The wigs don't feel good. You know, I feel like we should embrace our hair and bring back people trying to touch it, telling them no, bring back people, you know, asking questions about it and, you know, ignoring them. I think we should take back our power when it comes to our hair and stop flat ironing it. You know, embrace your natural hair texture. Stop the limiting belief saying that, you know, it's hard to maintain. You know, you're a grown woman, you can do what you want. I just have a dream. You know, I have a dream that, you know, we will be as powerful as we're meant to be in our own right, our own divine right. And, you know, trends are nice to hop on or whatever, but when they're dead and it's time to release them, they are dead. So I'm ready to start a riot again. I'm ready for Black women to embrace their natural hair. maybe, you know, they'll make a law again that says, oh, you can't wear your natural hair out. No. You know, Black women have filed lawsuits against jobs and have won them for people saying their natural hair is unprofessional. Like, what? Like, what? It is the hair that grows from your head. What is unprofessional about that? What is unprofessional about that? It's attracting too much beauty in the workplace? Whose fault is that? You know, I was born this way. I can't help it. You know, if you stare because you're in awe at my natural feature, that's so weird, you guys. That is so weird. So, you know, all of these things I've observed about how powerful it is when Black women show up in their full embodiment of who they are, unapologetically. I think it can start wars, and it has in the past. We see that in history. It starts wars, y'all. And, you know, I'm not a people pleaser. I don't want to be a people pleaser. And, you know, it feels like the world is going a certain direction to where, you know, it's a bit chaotic. So why not add to the chaos by embracing who we fully are in our own right? You know, and not just hair, you know, even with, you know, what you want to wear, you know, what you want to say, you know, what you want your name to be. I'm changing my name. I know I've read, you know, comments online about a lot of girls wanting to embrace, you know, African names instead of their boring American name that they were given that doesn't feel native to them. I think, you know, they have every right to do that. That's amazing. That is beautiful. So I think we should do away with the European beauty standards when it comes to hair and embrace our own. But like I said, we all have free will. I'm not forcing anything on anybody. I'm just expressing what I feel, what I've observed, and what I am doing currently, and hoping that maybe some other women out there feel the same. And yeah, I just wanted to get that message out there. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so yeah, I also wanted to mention that you know, wearing a wig is just awkward. Like, it made me feel actually more insecure than wearing my natural hair. I was worrying about it slipping back. I was worrying about it falling off. I couldn't even, like, you know, I was worrying about, you know, my date accidentally snatching it off when I was, like, trying to be cute with him. You know, I was worried about, like, like, it was just so much I was worried about. And like I said, I'm a very active person. I love yoga, I love dancing, dance classes. Oh my God. It almost came off in a dance class. You know, that was like the last straw for me. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And then it is expensive. Wigs are expensive. The good looking ones are expensive. So it's not worth the trade-off, you know, that you may temporarily get. Because at the end of the day, that wig is not always going to be on your head. And at the end of the day, you come back to yourself, your natural self, and what you look like. And I think if we just loved on our hair more, it would grow. You know, I've seen videos on YouTube of girls with natural hair who grew it waist length. It is possible. It's possible. If you don't do any heat, take vitamins, you know, massage your scalp, you know, get one of these, take some MSM. I'm taking biotin too. I got red light therapy. Like, I'm doing everything to grow my hair, and I'm excited to see how long it'll get. And I think more women should do it just because it gives you a sense of freedom. It gives you a sense of freedom. And we know that Black women have dealt with not being free for so long in so many different ways. Whether that's, you know, at a job, in debt, you know, having to answer to other people, not having your hair accepted. Like, we deal with not being free in so many different ways. And, hair, I'm already like, fighting, trying to get out of the 9 to 5 and work for myself. I don't want my hair to be one of those things that, one of the many things that restrict me from being who I am and loving myself. But I also wanted to mention something else about this. So there was something else I wanted to mention. I can go on about this topic all day long about natural hair and how powerful it is and how people perceive it and different things like that and the dynamics it creates in society. But this massager, y'all, this massager is amazing. You guys should run to Amazon and get that massager. And I have so much fun with my natural hair. I love the products that are offered to us for our hair. I'm always researching about our hair. It is fun to learn about and it's fun to do. I just incorporated this new regimen where before my wash day, I drench my hair in water and olive oil. And every single strand, I really massage the olive oil in there. I part it first and then I spray it with water. And I'm going to start rubbing my hair, like rubbing the water in my hair so it can really saturate every single strand. I know some natural hair has difficulty retaining moisture, and water will really help. Not only spraying the water, but really like rubbing it in, especially on the ends. And really working that water in the hair. And then I get some olive oil I bought from Whole Foods. And then I rub that in my hair. And I coat all the strands with it. I really just play around with getting it in my hair. It feels amazing. And I really focus on getting it on the ends because that's where my hair needs the moisture the most. And I finger detangle first. And then I go in with a comb. So I really like drench it in olive oil. This is something new I'm trying before my wash day. So I slept in my hair overnight with this. And I combed it out with a wide tooth comb from roots to tips. I heard getting the comb on your scalp really exfoliates the scalp to open up the hair follicles to allow growth, which is really healthy for the hair. And I really take my time with the ends. Make sure the ends are combed out and making sure I get olive oil on the ends. So yeah, you guys, that is my phone dropped. That is the end of the video. Let me know what you think. I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of us. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And do you think that Black women wearing wigs as a collective has a profound effect on society and the future treatment of young Black girls? Let me know. Bye.